everyone. So we're going to be finishing this one today. We've got the Rubio out ready, so I'm going to need to make that. You have to bear with me because I'm doing some lovely slow-mo shots of that at the same time. So yeah, watch, enjoy, and see this beautiful sword come to life. So let's start making some Rubio, eh? Where is my Rubio opener? Of course I've lost it. Nice it is then. So this has been a hell of a build for me. I got the wood later than I wanted to. Not complaining because I've still got the wood gifted. So yeah, sponsored by Sorry Timbers, which was really nice of them because obviously they didn't have to. But I would like to have had this finished, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago. Then get some proper pictures over to Rubio, and makers. But oh well, I'll plan it better in future. Right, I don't actually know how much I want. Normally, I would do probably only 9 mils of it because I try and use it quite sparingly. But I think I'm going to go for the full 30 mils, which means maybe 10, so it's 3 to 1, so 9. I don't know what my math on this is. What's 3 to 1? Crap. 3 mils, isn't it? Yeah, I've had a bit of an issue with my accelerant pin. I snapped the handle off, which means it's incredibly hard to open and get off. Anyone else find it impossible to get this off? He's off. There we go. Yeah, rip my gloves to shreds, but actually I might do more. I might do 50 to 5. So this is half the problem with doing YouTube, is everything takes 3 times as long because you've got to set the camera up. So I'm doing some slow-mo shots, so I'm using my old iPhone. Camera for this. Well, my camera doesn't like slow-mo. I am fully expecting no one to watch these. So this is pretty much just me talking to myself, which to be fair isn't that unusual. I did watch Whittle by Whittle's little appearance on QVC this morning. So he seemed to do well at that. So if you haven't checked it out, it's on the Living channel. Or Ideal TV World, something like that. One of those nice shopping networks. Talking about Ryobi, which is cool. Oh, it's not going to go on. Oh well, I'll leave it. So now I need 50 of these. Two. Three. Four. Should have been recording that. See, like, I don't know how long it takes for the slow-mo to kick in, so I have to give it a minute before I actually do anything as well. Accelerator on my arm. It's always good to have Rubio in the background. How about some POV mixing shots, eh? They're always fun, aren't they? Needs to be higher, actually. Oh, you know, I wish it was easier. You can tell why all these big American YouTubers have videographers with them, because it does make things a hell of a lot easier. Oh, yeah, that would look really good in slow-mo. So while I'm doing this, I will answer a couple of questions that I've had come in. So one of the questions I get a lot is why I started doing this. And I've talked about that enough on Crosscut, Maker's Waffle podcast, and things like that. But when my son was born, or before my son was born, I wanted to make him a crib. I wanted to do something for him. So I wanted to make him a crib. Now, my woodworking skills back then were shocking, to say the least, but my dad's an engineer, owns an engineering company, everything. So I asked him to help me, and he went, "Oh God, do I?" And yeah, it wasn't a very good reaction, to be honest. But I started looking on YouTube. Who did I find? Matt Cremona's channel, and he made a nice crib, and I went, "Yeah, I could do that." But then I was given a crib, so I didn't need to in the first place, which is sort of here nor there, really. But anyway, I did that, and then I thought, oh, you know what? I'll give YouTube a try, and I thought I would try woodworking because not because it looked easy, just because it actually did interest me. Watching Paul Wilkerson's videos, Matt Cremona's, Mark Spagnolo. That's not his actual name, but that's what I call him. And all those guys, Jimmy Duresta, Matt and Johnny, brothers mate, you know, watching all of them guys, thought, you know, I want some sort of record of what I do as well. So that's why I thought I would start doing this. And then, yeah, it just went from there. And I sort of planned on doing furniture making because that's why I bought this big giant rolling, I made this big giant rolling cart, because I thought it would be easier to work with full sheets of plywood. That's why I've made that full size. So that's April Wilkerson's design. Where do I want to start this down here? And then, yeah, sort of progressed from there, really. Did a few bits and bobs, height charts, chopping boards. And then my hammers started coming into it. So I really like making my hammers. I think they are absolutely beautiful blacksmith style joiners hammers. And then I remembered that I like anime, superheroes, fantasy, video games, all of that sort of stuff, and thought, actually, I want to make the stuff that I couldn't make when I couldn't have when I was younger. I would have loved a sword and things like I've made Ollie and hammers and axes, but I was never allowed them. So now I can do it, and I've got the skills and the tools to make it myself. Why not, eh? Why not? So that's why I started doing and I'm going to lose shot for a second. That's why I started doing the weapons. And it's sort of gone from there. And this is the biggest thing that I've made. Nothing even comes close to this. The battle axe was fairly simple compared to this. Because the battle axe purely was a shaft of wood and a couple of things glued on. So it wasn't that difficult. Now, I can't wait for this. This is going to come alive, hopefully. Now, I'm using Rubio Monocoat Pure for this one. There's a couple of reasons. Like, I like all the colours and all of the like pre-colours and things like that, but I like wood. I like the natural colour of wood. So that's why I use like a lot of Padauk, because Padauk is my favourite, and things like that. So I try and use the natural colouring of the wood whenever I can, unless obviously a customer particularly wants something else. That's what I tend to use. I'm not saying that I won't ever use the pre-colours, because I will if I need to, but I think I've made too much here. He's sparing, he says. You don't need a lot, he says. Oh, really looking forward to seeing it on that handle. Now, I'll be honest, there's a few bits that I could have done with sanding a bit more here. But this is a beautiful bit of wood. I have to get a paintbrush for that bit. So I'm doing this on a bank holiday weekend, which is quite nice because it means even though it's Sunday, I still have to go to work. And guys at my job have actually been saying, oh, make sure you bring the sword in when you finish with it, which is quite nice because I know they don't really care. Pretty much the same as my wife. You know, she'll look at it when I show her, but to be fair, with her, it could go either way, whether she actually wants to see it or not. But same with my dad, to be honest. My dad, I would describe as things interest, if that's the proper terminology. Right, I need a paintbrush. Did not plan on getting Rubio in all of these bits when I made it, did I? still got all of my mini makers mallets to make for the show. So I'm going to be selling them for £10 at the show, and it's going to be a lucky dip. Apart from one person who's asked for one specifically, but you do special things for your old friends, don't you? So he wants a walnut one specifically, because I haven't actually made any walnut ones for the show. I've got a lot of spalted beech, got some Paduk, I've got more of that mystery wood that no one can tell me what it is. I'm just going to have to do it. I can't get any more in that central section. Right, let's flip this around. I can't really touch my camera like that. That's annoying. Do some overhead shots. So what did you do with your Sunday? Oh, I played with a tripod all day. Yeah, I thought that would be fun. I didn't want to actually do anything. I just wanted to play with a tripod. Anyway, yeah, so I still got the Maker's Mini mallets to do. Oh shit, that's still going. They're all made and they're roughly built, but I need to finish sanding them because they are not in any way square, and I need to make sure the handles fit. But apart from that, they're there really. I'm going to go right there. Ooh. Slow-mo shot. I've been really trying to work on my videos recently. Oh, Paduk looks lovely. Trying to make sure they're a better standard. So I know I'm not a very big channel and I don't have many subscribers and all that jazz, but I will act like I'm a big channel until I get proven otherwise. Because just because I'm a small channel doesn't mean that the quality of my work has to suffer. Right, let's think of some of the other questions I've had come in recently. Yeah, so again, why giant swords and things? So, like I said, I loved Power Rangers, all that sort of stuff when I was a kid. I never got any of the fancy toys to go around with it. Oh, wow, that's a lot of, I'm gonna have to redo that. So I've just found, as you can see, on the inside there, I haven't found that enough, and there's glue there. So that's frustrating. Yeah, so I wanted to have all of these weapons when I was a kid, but never got any of them because my dad and that mum weren't obviously happy. My mum used to got really annoyed with a Santa once, because he gave me a gun for, you know, when you visit Santa, you tell him what you want for Christmas, all that sort of jazz. And yeah, he gave me a gun. She hated him for it. I found it hilarious. She did not. But yeah, so that's where I am at the moment, making all the fun things that I couldn't have when I was a kid. So what am I up to next? My next project, I don't actually know. So technically, I am in the middle of one project with Kez and Phil from Spirit and Bear, but I feel they may have forgotten about it, only because I'm making a Thor's hammer from the God of War video games. I was meant to have that video ready and released on the day of release of the game, and that game released in November last year. So that's quite clearly not going to happen, which is fine. I know they're busy people and it was a bit of a collab, so obviously their paid work comes first, and I have no problem with that. But I mean, I'd like to finish it at some point because I've still got the handle somewhere. And Paul from Paul's Workshop, Paul's Woodwork on Instagram, he has made the pommel for me, which I still need to carve and things. But like, it's done. I made the head. You probably saw it on Instagram that I'd made the head for it. I just haven't done anything afterwards because I don't physically have it. I sent it off to them. So they currently have my Mjolnir head. Other than that, there is a staff from a video game called Dynasty Warriors that I would like to make. It's a chap called Lubu who has a, what's it called? A halberd, you know, that word. So he has amazing looking halberd weapon from that game series, which I would love to try and make. Oh. I need to leave that for 5 minutes. Apart from that, I don't know. I think I may try and go historic next time. So I've made a fantasy sword now, and I think I'm probably going to go with an historic sword instead. I don't quite know what yet. I need to do a good bit of research. But that's it. I don't really have any other plans. Like, I'm not very good at planning my YouTube videos and like what I'm going to record and make, etc. I tend to be like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let's go and make it. So, yeah. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? So put some comments in, put some chat in, and let me know what you guys think what I should make next. Oh, that's a video, not a video. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Got to think about what I'm doing for next year's show, for Maker Central next year. I think I may go smaller next year and go for, I'm tempted to do like a pair of Viking axes or something like that. Maybe a sword and shield combo. Ooh, that's one of the things I wanted to make. There's another guy from one of the video games who's got this massive shield, but it's got a sword built in at the front, which you can take out, so you only got shield and sword. I feel like that's going to be a hell of a lot of work, especially if I try and get the sword removable, which would be the plan. I don't want to, I want it to be accurate to the actual game. I don't want it just to be a fixed sword. I want to be able to take the sword out, which means I could start doing a little bit of leather work. Technically, I've still got the second half of Ollie's Sting video to make, because I made the case, so that's the sheath for his sword, but it doesn't fit. It's too long now. Sorry, the sword's too long. I cut it down too much, which is frustrating. But yeah, it's a difficult one. real difficult. Ooh, well, I've got some here actually. Oh no, it needs sanding. That's frustrating. I thought this one was ready. 1 second. Loud noise, as I'd say to my son. So, this is a mini mallet that I've had set up there for ages. And this is actually going to be Barry's. So at least I've got one mini mallet made fully for the show. So let's put a little bit of Rubio on this one. And gloves. Oh, I just swore and I've got no idea whether I'm allowed to swear on my live streams. I don't see why I wouldn't be. So I do like a little bit of walnut. Walnut used to be my favorite, but until I started using Padauk, and then obviously Padauk took over. The handle for this was meant to be predominantly tigerwood, as you've seen in the video, but yeah, I made a mistake of my maths and I put far too much Padauk in it and far too little tigerwood, which is frustrating. But I mean, I don't mind. You guys wanted me to do tigerwood, so unfortunately I've just gone against your wishes. Not deliberately, just a mistake. Oh yes, that looks nice. I do like my mini mallets. I do think they look ever so pretty. You can't see that, there you go. So there you go, Barry. That's your walnut mini mallet for you. I go through gloves so quickly, and then I don't pay for them, so. Wow. I mean, I will do eventually, but. I've got no idea whether I've left this for 5 minutes. It's 27. I don't know. So let's start wiping this off, shall we? So obviously I'm a little bit biased when it comes to finish because Rubio, I'm an ambassador of Rubio, and they have been nice enough to send me some things over the years. But I still think Rubio is the best. I used to use, look at the color of that. I used to use a lot of, what was it, Osmo, mainly because I could get it from my local builder around the corner. But then after trying Rubio, so if you remember, I used to do a podcast called the Crosscut Podcast, which may or may not come back. I'm still not sure. With a guy called Tyler, who was Bear's Workshop. Unfortunately, not doing YouTube videos anymore. Well, he sent me a little bit ages ago. God, years and years ago, to try, and I loved it. And then I saw Rubio at the show, Maker Central last year, and they asked if I wanted to be an ambassador, which obviously I said yes, because it's amazing. And then, yeah, I've been using it ever since. And I just think it just makes everything look so nice. It darkens all the wood just that little bit, which is what I like. And makes everything look super fresh, super clean. Like that walnut was really light as it was, but now it's just darkened up so nicely. So nicely. Oh, that's come out so much better than I thought it would. So much better than I thought it would. Now, I know what you're going to say, but VBA is really expensive. And yes, it is not the cheapest, but for what you get from it, like I've used probably half of that tin now, and I had that tin for over a year, and I've been making projects here and there. I tend to refinish some of the things that I used to finish in Osmo in it. So yes, it does. It costs a fair chunk of change, but you get so much out of it, you can't question it. You really can't. So do yourself a favor, invest. You know, that's all I can say. Now, if you look really closely at this sword, obviously you will find issues with it, as anything. Ah, crap. With anything, you will find gaps and things like that, but if you look past the gaps, then you'll see the beauty. And oh my God, this looks so good. And you know what I didn't do? I didn't start the camera. So the camera is rolling for you, but for everyone else, it's really annoying. Try to fold this over. Oh, shit. There we go. Right, hold on. Right. So now that I've got my camera going, it's going to record everything, but the battery's dying on it, so it's going to record as long as it can. Oh my God, this is so cool. I did have a comment the other day on my Instagram, probably like what you'd call my first troll. So they were like, oh, it doesn't look that good, such a waste of wood. And I thought, I don't know, I'll take the high ground. And I said, well, everyone's entitled to their opinion. You too. But, I mean, if you don't like it, don't watch it, you know? Like, I'm not forcing anyone to watch my videos or follow me on Instagram or anything like that. It's your choice. You know what I'm about. I make big swords. And to be fair, and I sort of commented back going, oh, well, you're entitled to your opinion, but thanks. And then he said, I don't know, it's just so big. And it's like, yes, it's a great sword. How big do you expect a great sword to be? It's not a normal sword. If this was just a normal one-handed sword, then yes, I would agree. I've made it far too big. But it's not. It is a blooming great sword. And if you go back to William Wallace and all that stuff, I mean, William Wallace's sword was 7 or 8 foot, I'm pretty sure. So, oh well. But yeah, if you're not happy with what I make, then yeah, go and watch someone else's stuff. It's fine, you know? I mean, yes, the ultimate goal would be, yeah, you know, be as big as your Durestas and your April Wilkersons and all those sort of things. But hell, you know, even as big as Matt and Johnny with 100,000 subs, that's fine. Right? That's all well and good. But I do this for me as well. You know, I like having a record of what I've done and things like that, because like I'm never going to see this sword again. However much I love it, I really don't want to give it away. I am never going to see this sword ever again. It's going to go in someone's house. Well, actually, to be fair, I mean, if no one wins it, I'm going to have to bring it home, which will be a big shame and a lovely addition to my wall. But then you never know, I might just raffle it off again. But whoever wins this will have a beaut, because this is probably, you know, an £800-900 sword at the end of the day. Not as in heavy. I mean, it's a heavy sword, but I mean as in like my time and money and materials. If I was making this and someone said, "Oh, can you please make me one of those swords?" I would have no choice but to probably sell it for that much money. And that would turn a lot of people away. Now I've got three. Crap. I'll have to fix that later. Oh my God. Look at that. The color. Oh my God, it's so cool. Right. So I'm going to cure for a little bit, and then see whether you can see. You've got a few, see the light spots just in there, and there you go, you can see it, and just here. So that is where I haven't cleaned up the glue enough, annoyingly, and especially around the edge there. So I've got a little bit of tidying up to do, but I'm going to let this one cure for a little bit. Well, actually, I might just well do it now. Oh, let's just do it now, because why not? Where's my chisel? Where's my little chisel? No, I'm not going to do it now, because I should let it cure a bit more. I don't want to get sawdust on it. So, thanks for joining me on the stream, and hopefully you've enjoyed seeing me do the work, seeing what I do, and then answering a few questions. But yeah, I just thought I would do my first ever live stream. Why not? And see how it works. I know Alex still used to stream on Twitch, which I would never even think about doing, but it worked for him. So I thought, you know, while I'm just doing nothing, I don't want to talk to myself. I thought I'd talk to you lot. You know, no one else talks to me. Because otherwise I would just be stood here talking to myself. I mean, that's a lie, actually. I'd probably be listening to the same song over and over again on repeat. Because I'm addicted to Peyton Parrish at the minute. He does a lot of Viking songs, but he's done Contininas or something like that. Zombie, and that is a horrifyingly good cover of that song. All right, so there you go. Baz, that is your nice walnut maker's mini mallet. Done. Ready for making petrol. And on that note, I'm going to see you later. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment if you haven't, or don't, completely up to you. I've got merch on my Amazon store, so just BrookesWood Builds on Amazon, and you'll find some of the cool merch that I wear. And then, yeah, check me out on Etsy as well. where you can buy one of the big mallets, or I do have some mini mallets on there at the minute as well. But mini mallets are going to be at the Maker Central show for £10 rather than the standard £15 plus postage and packaging on Etsy. So you get a good deal if you pick it up from the show. Cheers very much. See you later.